YouTube, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be reacting to Downton Abbey, the grand finale, the official trailer. I am so excited. I absolutely love Downton Abbey. They're one of the reasons why I decided to have my history major in Progressive Era America. And yeah, I love the Downton Abbey TV series as well as the movies. The first movie I actually saw when I was on vacation at the Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas. And yeah, the movies are not the best, but I like how they are true to the TV series. So, of course, let's get right into it. As it should be.
Don't you see what this means for Downton?
You look back and think about all the changes you've witnessed.
You're the daughter I never had.
I'll treasure those words.
Families like ours must keep moving to survive. And all of your support is more important to me than I can say.
If Mama were alive, what would she do?
Long live Downton Abbey.
Amen to that.
So that was Downton Abbey, the grand finale official trailer. And to be honest, I have very, very mixed feelings. It sounds like they're officially writing off Henry Tolbert, which, if you guys remember, they spent the whole last season focusing on her finding love again after losing Matthew. And now she's going through the real life situation of divorce. Except for it is, as we can see, amplified the fact that she is of a dying class. That is the aristocracy. And I mean, I get they've hinted that there's problems in their marriage, but I feel like they're almost trying to turn her into a scandalous woman. Which, throughout the TV series, you could say the scandalous one was Sybil being with Tom, but then it kind of went to Edith with her, having Matthew Gregson, who is the biological father of her daughter, Marigold, and then that whole storyline. But I mean, sure, why not? But I personally, I would have recasted him. Because I feel like they made such a point in the TV series about her being married with Henry Tolbert. And now they just write him off. Because probably scheduling conflicts with the actor. Which, for those who love the movie Discovery of Witches, he is the main love vampire. Another thing is, this is just me personally, I wish they had made a film of World War II. And the reason why I'm saying that is the second season of Downton Abbey focused on the Great War, aka World War One. And I just want them to make a World War II film. And for those, spoilers obviously, Mary's son is old enough, I believe, George is his name, and according to the Downton Abbey fandom, he was born September of 1921. So if they had made a World War II film, Henry then would be old enough to fight in 1941. Now, yes, this is Britain. Britain did go to war in 1939 before America came in. But by 1921, or even in the beginning of the war, 1938, Matthew would have been old enough to fight. And the reason why I'm really pushing for a War II storyline is they've already kind of mentioned the Nazi Party. It is highly believed Michael Gregson was killed by a group that would have become the Nazi Party. We discovered this in the TV series. So they already kind of hinted at what's going on in Germany. And I just feel like a World War II film would also represent Matthew, or George and Matthew. Maybe George kind of joining the service like his father, and maybe having the same success, maybe having a different success. Now, that could be a reason why they're not doing it. You know, to say, oh, Matthew's just his own person. And yeah, the last film, I believe, was in the late 1920s. It kind of already hinted that the stock market crash had already occurred, so they're trying to figure out. And this one, from what I've read, is more going towards the 1930s. Just give me a second. I'm on the Wikipedia page and seeing if it mentions what year they're supposed to be. Okay, so Downton Abbey, the grand finale, the cinematic return of the global phenomenon follows the Crowley family and their staff as they enter the 1930s. So, you never know, maybe it could, like, at the end, kind of mention World War II starting. Because in the late 1920s, I believe 1928, Hitler already came into power in Germany. Now, yes, I know I'm focusing a lot on Nazi Germany. I can't help it. I do not support them, by the way. But back to Downton Abbey. Daisy's line, "The night that shook the world," which is so in character for her. I could have also mentioned World War II. But back to what the story is actually about. Mary dealing with being, I don't know if the correct term is heiress to Downton. She now is taking over Downton Abbey, but also the struggles of motherhood and being divorced, which, as I mentioned earlier, probably is amped to 100, given the fact that she's an aristocrat. And yeah, so Mary to me was always like Maggie Smith's character, which she died in the last one. The Dowager Countess. And Mary, I feel like Mary was what the Dowager Countess was when she was very young, which is kind of that cold. Because in the trailer, I'm seeing a little bit on how she was back in season 3 or 4 after she lost Matthew, kind of closed back off to the world. But now she has 2 kids. She has George, which she had with Matthew, and then she has, I believe her name is Josephine, that she has with Matthew Tolbert. And I like how it seems that she and Edith are finally on good terms. I have to go back and watch the trailer because I didn't really see Tom's wife, Lucy. There's a little like scene where there's a bunch of kids, so of course I believe they had a daughter and Edith has a son, Peter. But I guess all the kids obviously are being raised in Downton Nursery. So they're there, but I didn't see Lucy or I'm forgetting the actress's name. Umbridge's character in this. She very well could be. But they're bringing back the Scandalous Cousin from America. That's going to be interesting because whenever he was on film, it was pretty funny. But this is the final chapter of Downton Abbey. Heaven knows, maybe in the future they'll make a film focusing on, the kids. Again, because you got Sib B, who's Sybil and Tom's daughter, she's the oldest. And then George, Marigold, and then their other kids, which I believe it goes Josephine, then Peter, and then the daughter that Tom and Lucy have. But yeah, that would also be an interesting movie. But tell me what you guys think in the comments. Are you guys excited to see Downton Abbey? I still like the first one better than I like the second one. But oh, that reminds me, I don't know if I have to watch the trailer again. You think I would have watched it more, but I didn't see a lot of Mrs. Crawley, Matthew's mother. I didn't see a lot of her either, so I'm wondering if she's in this. Because I just love the dynamic, when she and Maggie Smith's character, the friendship they had. But yeah, I'm very excited. Looks like a great staff. Personally, just wish it was focusing more on World War II, but that's just me. But I cannot wait to see it in theaters. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And have a great rest of the day, everyone. And silly me, another thought just came to my mind. I apologize. And that is Daisy's relationship with Mrs. Patmore. They are my favorite characters downstairs, aka the servants. And it made me cry when Mrs. Patmore is like, "You're the daughter I never had." And for those who don't know, Mrs. Patmore, the only family she talks about really is her nephew that was shot for cowardice during the Great War, to which later Downton Abbey has a little memorial of Archie, her nephew. But she and not Mosley, well, kind of Mr. Mosley, that was really her father, like academically, but also, Daisy's husband who passed away, his father, Mr. Mason, who really served as like Daisy's father figure outside of Mr. Mosley. And it's great to see how grown she seems to be. And I was like waiting for Mrs. Patmore to say that line in like any of the movies or even in the series, because Daisy really is like an adopted daughter. Just like how I feel like Isabel was kind of the adopted second mother to Mary, with the whole situation with Matthew, and when she was getting with Mr. Tolbert, asking, Mrs. Crowley's permission if it's okay to marry him and to love him, because she was still committed to Matthew. And that was just a sweet moment. But back on track. I really like that line. So, can't wait to see this movie. Tell me in the comments if you guys are going to go see it.